This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This big light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Ooh, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This big light of yours, go ahead and let it shine. Oh, that big light of yours, go on and let it shine. That big light of yours, go ahead and let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine. Woo! Thank you, Linda. That was sweet. Welcome to Awakening Wednesday, and today we are on Inspiration Street. That's right. We are all on this divine inspiration as the time is calling forth for us now to awaken our senses, to awaken our consciousness, to awaken where we are, to be inspired, to create, and to give back to this world in a brand new way. I just want to say thank you to the house tonight. We have beautiful angels in the house tonight. Nathan is in the house handling sound. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And we have Bob in the house working behind on the production aspect. And guess who is here in the house with us tonight? On a Wednesday, Linda. Am I seeing correctly?
Oh, I'm all
It's
confused.
Corey. Corey's in the house tonight, working with us. So beautiful to have him here. So let us get prepared. Let us get ready for this amazing night that we have in store. We have a wonderful guest tonight, Yolanda Marie Franklin, who comes to us through theater, who comes through us through consciousness, who's my new sister that I just adore. So in a little while, we'll bring her on. So on this divine street of inspiration, just take this moment to take a breath. Understanding that your inspiration is calling forth through you. That it doesn't have to be somebody else's. You don't have to prove anything. This is your light. And your light is big. Whether you change your country, whether you change your mind, or you just change your clothes, this divine inspiration of light that is shining through you is your gift back to the world. And we have it every day. Every day, this beautiful expression of light and love and creativity, we are co-creating with all that is. What an amazing time to stand in this space, to be a part, So just breathe that in and know that all over the world, we are creating this new awareness, this new light, this new absolute beingness that is calling forth through each of us. And I believe that all of it is within us. And the key is to love more, to be in joy more, and to keep your heart open. If you believe within your heart, you know that no one can change the path you must go. Believe what you feel and know it's right. Because the time will come when you'll say it's mine. Believe you can do anything. Believe you can float on air. Know from the moment you start to believe what's there in your heart. Believe in yourself right from the start. Believe you have magic inside your heart. Believe all these things because you know it's true. Just believe in yourself as God believes in you. Believe you can float on air. Believe you can make time stand still. And know from the moment you start to believe all the magic in your heart. Believe in yourself right from the start. Believe you have magic inside your heart. Believe all these things because you know it's true. Just believe in yourself. When you believe in Thank you, Linda. Thank you. I love that song. I loved it when Lena Horne did it. I love the meaning behind the song. And I love that we're on Inspiration Road tonight. And so I have a little playlist that I want to play for you that will show you some of America's greatest Negro, as they used to say in that day, Negro actors and playwrights that have changed the course of our nation. Here we go. Hello, Yolanda.
Hi. Oh, that song was so beautiful.
Thank
So
you.
beautiful.
It is a beautiful song. And when I think about The Wiz and seeing Lena Horne in all of her greatness
Oh.
as the Good Witch doing that song, it always just touches my heart. Just touches my heart.
And it made me feel like I was Dorothy and you were the good witch. And we were on this journey together. I said, where's my tissue? I didn't know I need tissue today. Oh, Lord, I love you. Oh, I love
I
you.
love
Oh,
you. Thank you for being here today
thank
and
you.
celebrating. We are celebrating the completion. I had the pleasure of working with this amazing woman. First, let me just say, Yolanda is an incredible director, an actress. I don't even know all of her accolades because we're still learning each other.
Yes, right. Well, I know you can sing.
It's nice when you put the A in it.
Right, right. You got it. You got
There's
it.
singing,
Okay.
and then there's girl, you can sing.
Sang. That's some southern stuff. Thank
That's
you.
what I'm
Thank you.
talking about. And I had the pleasure of working with her on the Day of Absence with the
Yes.
Common Ground Theater. And one of the things that all theatrical productions are up against is doing it virtually.
Right.
And this woman has jumped in full fledged and just said yes. And so our beloved Corey introduced Yolanda and I.
Okay.
Corey!
I know, Corey. Ooh, Corey.
And so, Yolanda, you know, a lot of people shied away from virtual experiences, but I tell you, the way she ran rehearsal, it was like a thing of beauty for me. I couldn't believe. I was like, oh my God, she did this all virtually. What made you jump in with both feet?
Well, because we had to keep producing, we had to have some kind of programming. We couldn't, the whole world had to pivot. And once I learned that, I quickly went into it. I went around and I was looking at what the different platforms that people were trying to use. And I didn't want to compare us because some people were using three cameras, some people, I mean, they were filming things. So what I created was uplifting Black voices first.
Okay.
And what it would do, what uplifting Black voices, the program would take Black playwrights and let them have a voice for this time. So with that, I ended up bringing on a producer who would give me the virtual backgrounds because
Oh.
I knew I needed that. And I just blocked out everyone else and just went with what I could create in my mind and tried to give everyone a visual with what we had, which was on Zoom. Uh, but I knew that people were getting tired of having meetings on Zoom. They were doing classes on Zoom. So I wanted to spruce it up a little bit. So
Okay.
our readings aren't just regular stage readings. They turned into mini movies, so to speak. And actually, the critics gave us an award for our
Wow.
first. Yeah, they created an award and said that we had the best new play, one of the great ensembles in that space. So, and
Hmm.
that's not what I was going for. I just focus on telling the story. So,
Well,
and that's what happened out of that.
I forgot what your title is at Common Ground.
Oh, I'm the executive artistic director.
There you go. I knew it was big.
I've, well, I've just been newly appointed. I am actually the first female executive artistic director in all of their 57 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, they were founded 57 years ago by a community of people, Dr. Robert Matthews being one, and Mr. Rufus DeWitt being another, along with
Okay.
some other collaborators. So,
That's powerful and fantastic. And I remember having a conversation with you, and we were sharing kind of like our vision. And I loved the vision that you shared for Black theater, for moving us forward in this time, because Day of Absence is, it's going to hit some nerves for some.
yes.
And what made you say yes to that right now in this
Okay.
climate?
I would have to say it was serendipity and synchronicity, which I've just been studying lately. We were actually supposed to do this pre-COVID, but it just turned out that after our last play, Little Rock, about the 9 Black students who integrated the first white school to be integrated in Little Rock, Arkansas, um, I ended up moving it to Black History Month.
Wow.
Well, because it actually shows our history of what we were thought of back in the day with minstrel. It shows how it focuses on how white in a
Yes.
satire style. So it's comedy holding the mirror up like Shakespeare.
Yes.
And so you get to see some relevancies with back in the day and now. So you'll see some events that are parallel throughout the show. It's really fantastic. You could not do this show. I couldn't wait any longer. Um, it was slated to be live, but because we kept going back from a purple to red to
Right.
whatever, um, I couldn't stop. Had to do it. So it just ended up being a perfect piece for this month. And you'll see, because there's healing if people really go deep with what we're what we're showing them, what we're presenting them this upcoming weekend. So it's really going to be fantastic.
Well, I'm super stoked because I haven't done any acting in forever, and then to be trying to do it
Oh,
in Zoom with green screen, and just the time and date of the play,
Hmm.
it brought new awareness. And as you
Yes.
said, the satire, it's quite an interesting way to look at us looking, and I don't want to give things away, but us looking from the
Right.
other side and
Yes.
looking outwardly. So,
You know, I'd like to share a little bit about what they're going to experience, and we got some flack from some actors that I actually was presenting roles to, and they're like, "Why would we want to do that?" I'll just share with the audience. It's a reverse minstrel where it's an all black cast in whiteface. And
yep.
what Douglas Turner Ward did by doing that, I mean, so come in and you won't be shocked, but there are some shocking things. Um, uh, with this piece, it's based in a fictional uh, town, a deep southern town, where all the black people have disappeared for a day. And so it causes all kind of havoc with the positions that are left without any employees. So I'll just say that.
That is a
um,
mouthful. And,
yeah.
for me, when you asked if I wanted to participate, I
Yes.
remember Corey speaking about the day of absence and saying
Hmm.
what the scene was set for. And I was like, wow, that's powerful for us to do that at this time where the awareness of people are recognizing that our racism has been alive, has
Hmm.
been running, and we're all having different uh, perceptions and we're all receiving it differently. So I
Hmm.
thought the
Hmm.
power in that was really awesome. And I was like, I'd love to get her on the show to talk about it. And little did
Well,
I
you
know
know,
that the universe had in store for me to
oh,
participate in it, which was really phenomenal because, as I said, we did this all via Zoom. Rehearsals, learning lines, the
mhm.
dialect. Um, I mean, everything was done via Zoom and
Even costume.
even
Don't forget
costume.
costume design. Even costume
Yes.
design. Her talking to you
Our
guys
we
and.
had sets.
Mhm,
You and Corey created some amazing sets,
mhm,
and
mhm. Oh, I love Cory.
I didn't know what that was going to look like. Now I haven't seen the, the end result, but I'm super
I have.
excited because I enjoyed participating. I loved working with you, and working with
Thank you.
the other actors that just fully got in and people gave of themselves. And so
Mhm,
this is a call for us to see that at this day and time in 2021, this is
mhm,
still amenable. It
mhm, mhm,
that it's still something that we're still dealing with. And so
mhm,
I know I shared that on our newsletter that it's happening this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can go
mhm,
to universalspirit.org and click on there and get tickets, and it's pay what you can, which is
mhm,
yet another yummy, yummy goodie. I'm in
mhm,
it.
mhm.
I'm not going to tell you who I'm playing in it.
Oh, oh,
See if
so
you can
wonderful.
guess. But I have like I've had several people that have reached out already.
Mhm,
Frederick, who said he did this play when he said he was a pup,
mhm,
and a couple other friends that have bought tickets. And so it's something that I think that people are dying to see because we know what it's like when a white man put on blackface and how
mhm,
we were portrayed. Um,
mhm,
and the things that we had to do as a culture in order to get roles in movies
mm,
the way we
mhm,
had to play, shuffling along,
mhm, mhm,
so as a black woman, like you said, it's been 57 years with Common Ground. Finally,
mhm,
they hand the ram over to a powerful black woman. How long have
thank you.
you been in the theatrical world?
I would have to say roughly 23, 25 years. You know, I've been a part of the theater world from even the sixth grade.
Wow.
I was shy, and my first role was slave girl in my sixth grade play.
Isn't that some
But
slave girl?
eh, yeah, and being a very shy child, there was still something about performing and entertainment that opened me up. My father was in the military, and when he would have people over for a potluck from his he was he was chief, and he was over a staff of a crew of people. He'd have them over and their children, and what I would do is take the children to the backyard. I'd find out who could sing, who could act, what their talents, what all of their talents were. So I'd create this show for everyone, right? So I'd write, direct, and host the show. We'd go in front of, I promise. It's when I think about it, I think how shy I was, but how I'd open up to just do this thing authentically and naturally, leading people, and having us all come together, and so I've been doing it since then. But professionally, I'd say maybe 23 years. Maybe 23 years. I've been
So
doing it a
during
while.
this time of the epidemic of COVID, moving actors, because it's not just you directing actors through Zoom. What gives you the inspiration to keep going? Because you're dealing with not only millennials, you're dealing with older people that, you know, they don't know what enter is on the computer.
Right, right, right. But we all should be able to have the opportunity. This is your gift, and this is your talent. Is this what you want to do? Ernie, who is probably he said it himself, one of the older people from in our cast.
Yes.
He was all in. He was all in. He was actually looking for me as I was looking for him to play the role of Clem. And he went out, got a green screen, and what we did was we would set up some time to tutor everyone
Nice.
uh, before we would start rehearsal. So we would teach people about green screen, how to change their virtual backgrounds. Theater has to continue. This is the way we can heal, we can educate, we can teach, we can train, we can entertain. It shouldn't die just because of pandemic. Nothing's going to stop me from moving forward. So, for being an African American, I'll just, share with the audience about our culture. We can do things on a wing and a prayer. so so this was a no-brainer for me, just to find a way, just to dig in, find a way, bring together the right team. We're small but mighty, and just move forward. That's
Well,
it.
I just have to say, because it was truly an amazing experience. We had the breakout rooms, and you would
Yeah.
have sometimes three, four breakout rooms happening, and everything was so organized. Um,
Oh.
and, I started out acting. And it's funny, as I hear your story, I'm like, God, we were so similar, except I didn't write. I would get all the kids in my neighborhood together, and we would put on productions. And so if somebody didn't do what I said, I would just move them out the way. And
Well, I can't say that I haven't done that. What I do, I usually reassign people, because we had an actor. We have one Caucasian actor. That's what
yes,
Douglas Ford Turner didn't want any flag that we were not being inclusive. That he wasn't
yes.
being inclusive. So he has one role, the announcer, that's given to a white actor, and still in whiteface. Um, so we had an actor that came on early, and he said he didn't want to do whiteface. I wanted to honor what Douglas Turner Ward his vision for the play. So I just assigned him to another play I had coming up. He's a fine actor, but this just wasn't the role for him because uh, he just was not into putting on the white face mask. So,
Well, it was interesting. I put on white face, and
and
you know, your entire crew, your staff was really very helpful with sending tutorials, like you said, on the green screen and on white face, putting on white makeup, which at first I was like, well, how difficult can it be? And I was like, you don't do regular makeup that well. So maybe you ought to listen and look. And it was really an interesting process of putting the white makeup on that I'm there in the mirror, I'm at home by myself, and was one of those days that I was a little rushed for time, but finally I'm there, and I've got everything, and I've got the sponges, and I'm starting to dab on as I was instructed, and getting like a third of my face done.
yes.
I just felt this darkness at first that came over me. And it was weird. I stepped out of the mirror and I was like, what are you tripping off of? You know that this is makeup.
Right.
And in all honesty, it brought up it brought up an experience for me when I was in high school. And I was on the speech team, and I was very blessed that I did a lot of things. I'm from the Midwest. I did a lot of things throughout St. Louis and was known for that. And I went to this audition, and they didn't have an age range or anything. It was just a role that was presented, and I wanted to do the role. And it was between me and a white girl. And the director said to me, you do not speak well enough for this role. I was crushed. And putting on that white makeup felt like I was hiding who I was. But when I completed the entire face and with my character, I started to understand the importance of shining the light of people that have said, you don't speak well. Or people that have said, it's just not your time right now because you don't look like this. This character can only be a white character. Those things are when you go on an audition and you're in a room full of white thespians and one or two of you are black in there. And you're one of the last ones to be called into the room. And then you just get the courtesy of like, oh, well, thank you for coming in. It's not even. And so it was interesting that all of that came up, and in it coming up, I was able to really like see what I had been pushing down. And so it gave me even more inspiration to shine this light. I was really grateful, like, wow.
To be part of the storytelling, right?
Yes.
To be part of this message, and to shine, like you said, unveil history.
Yes.
History that people don't know, that some people don't know about.
I look
Some
at
people
myself
have not.
sometimes, and I've been like, you've been asleep. Some of the writers that I showed during the playlist, I didn't know the playwrights. I didn't know who they were. I was like, oh my God. So yes, being a part of that history, I keep thinking back to someone was talking about, I can't call her name right now, but our first black actress for
Hattie McDaniel.
thank you. That talked about the roles of blacks, and that you could only play this. And they were almost in a little bit of a disrespect to Hattie McDaniels. But it's because, you know, I was yelling at the TV. Do you realize what that woman had to go through to play that role and to win an Oscar
And still have to walk through the back door.
and still have to walk through the back door?
Yeah. To accept her award and then exit that way.
The inspiration that has to be in one's spirit, and I know we all have different aspects, but when I think of the journey that cultures that have been suppressed, that inspiration to me is one that goes above and beyond. Because when you're faced with things like that, there has to be something else that you reach hold to. And in COVID, you've been faced with a lot of different things and faced with different situations from actors and being the first woman to be in this place. What do you hold on to for your inspiration? What do you grab hold to?
I have to tell you, I absolutely feel that this is a calling. I feel that I'm given this institution as a tool for people that don't get a chance because they're not the favorite actor in town. They may not have all the accolades, or someone just hasn't seen them. I have a great gift of finding talent and people that you don't get to see all of the time and giving them the chance and opportunity. But someone gave me the chance and opportunity. I'm a go-getter though. So I've never felt a lack in any part of my life. I don't, that's where I function from, because I have a higher source, so that really is the truth. And so I feel maybe there are people who are more educated, they've had more experience, but I absolutely feel that I am the right person at this time to do this job with my heart, my tenacity, my drive, the vision that's been given to me. And that it's just a perfect marriage, me and Common Ground Theater, because I want to honor the classics, but I have this hunger for the new, and to expose it and to give it vision, and give it visibility. So,
Well,
yeah.
I applaud the
So,
way you work with actors, because it's not an easy feat. And to work with so many different and from all different spectrums. There were some actors that had a long history of theatrical productions and things, and then there was the middle ground, and then there was me that hadn't done anything in forever. And your sensibility with everyone, excuse me, and you are the type of person that you pull out the best in people.
oh,
I loved
you.
working with you because, thinking back to some of my other times where you have some directors, they yell at you and you feel the pressure. And with the cast was so loving. I was like, this is yummy.
Well, I'll tell you something. That is the type of environment I foster wherever I am. Those are the conditions I want to work under. So it spills over into anything I get into, whether it be a board meeting, whether it be coaching actors. There's a care and concern. And how can you really do your best if somebody's pounding on you? If someone's cussing you out or making you feel, I don't think that people would really do that. I mean, there's so many laws
I
against
don't
it, you know. But
know.
but but you know, how can you really function? How do you function best when you're encouraged, when you feel taken care of, when you feel safe, right? That's
Yes.
I feel that for me, you know. And but then I do have a strong hand because I take this very seriously, and but I leave room for people to be to fill out their artistic side, and to know that I'm going to push them, but I'm going to take care of them still. But we're
I,
going to absolutely tell the story first and
yes.
foremost. So.
You were very clear about that with everyone. And you know, it just inspired me to really want to do the best that I could for you, to do the best that I could for my other actors, to be as prepared as I could. And so, you know, looking at the costume come alive, your vision throughout this play was, I was like the little kid on the fence, like, what is she gonna do now? What is she gonna do now? Because the costumes came together so effortlessly, and then seeing the scenes, it's really mind blowing.
Oh,
The way you brought this all together. And so I'm saying to all of you out there, you have got to share with family and friends. I mean, I love the pay what you can, but this is a part of history that we need to check into. People talk about, what can I do? What can I do? This is something that you can do, because even though it's satire, there are very real things in it.
yes,
Very
absolutely.
realness that even today is
You'll
is,
see
is
some
happening,
parallels.
right? To,
Right,
that
right.
very very big for today. Um,
And
and
here's the
then
thing about that. Can I say,
yes.
it wasn't until the country saw George Floyd have that knee to his neck that people really started checking themselves, and we started having deeper, tough conversations with each other. So sometimes it's like you have to see something that shakes your core. And it's not that we don't know about these things that have happened. This is like, you know, we've been black all our lives.
Yeah.
So, you know, we know about the instances, we hear in our families stuff that's going on. But it wasn't until everybody got to see it that there was this pivot, this change that started to happen. So I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen after people see the presentation that we're going to um, have, have the weekend. So.
Will there be any type of Q&A? I know it's being shown virtually, but if people have questions that they can send in, or where that would happen, would they be able to see that?
Right.
Because it would
What
be
we
really
do
interesting.
after every show, I have a talk back, it's called, where I
Oh,
talk back with the playwright and sometimes actors, but with my uplifting black voices, I bring in the playwright and I'll have 5 questions for them to answer, where you get to know the playwright, their mindset, why they chose the title, what came into creating this play. Now, the surprise was going to be, I was going to try and get Douglas Stern Award
ah,
as a surprise. And just yesterday, he passed.
yes.
So, but I do have an excellent panel coming in. I
Nice.
have Dr. T. Ford. I have the CEO of the Jacobs Center for Innovation, Neighborhood Innovation,
Wow.
Reginald Jones. And I also have Robert Alexander, who is a commissioned playwright of ours, who actually was part of the Negro Ensemble company.
Oh,
Yes,
fantastic.
yes, yes. So he's going to be joining us. He said, Yolanda, oh, I was actually taught by Douglas Turner Ward and Samuel Jackson. So I have a lot to say and share. So, and Daphne, our dramatist, will also be part of that panel. And that's on Saturday.
That's on
So
Saturday.
it's really, yeah. We'll be
Oh,
talking to some actors on Friday
how cool.
about their
So every
experience.
night, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, will there be a panel as well
There,
too?
there will be a, yes. And in the chat, audience members will be able to write in questions, and I'll pick some questions to ask the panel so we can, have an open discussion,
I
so it's all
love
inclusive
that.
for everyone. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
really important so that people can, because I think sometimes the politically correct has blocked people from asking questions. And so I think it's beautiful to have that open platform where people can, because think their buttons are going to get pushed, things are going to get triggered. And it's great to be able to express that, to talk about it. That's super awesome. I love that.
This may lead into another session of, because when you go into something like this, which is part of a healing process, when you go back so far, because some people are stuck there. And I don't
Absolutely.
call it stuck. I don't call it stuck necessarily. I call it, that's where you were injured. So until sometimes we discuss these things and get these things off our chest, and even with the people who you feel have wronged you, where
Yeah.
we can communicate. This is going to be a different platform, and people, I welcome them to come with all their honesty and their truth, and just let it the night unfold the way it will. It's the best for me, I feel.
These times have been so powerful for me, uh, never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that story would have come up by putting on white face makeup. I was so excited, and then moving through that little journey. And yes, the
Oh,
healing, this healing bubble that we're in, you know, um, I know for myself that there are times that I was like, oh, you were totally asleep. And the more I wake up, and I also realized that I had settled for things that I was just like, well, this is the way it is, so just deal with it. Um, that joke is that you one way with your white friends and you another way with your black friends. And it's like that awakening. This day of absence is an awakening for us to understand that within us, no matter what color, we all carry some of this stuff, which is really powerful to see. And I love that you're having a voice for people to be able to release, if it's anger, if it's laughter, if it's tension, whatever it is. I love that. So let me ask you this as we get ready to wind up here.
okay,
Well, twofold. What
okay.
is it your wish that you are wanting to bring to the world, to this new awakening, to our new possibility of having a world that's in harmony for all through theater?
Oh, I, it's twofold. It is twofold. One, I feel I have a commitment and a dedication to my people, right?
Yeah.
To tell our stories and to share with everyone the Black experience, and to unfold that, but to also show them that we're really all alike, because we're all, first and foremost, we're all human.
Yes.
So I believe at Common Ground Theater, although this story is told from the mind and the voice of a Black playwright, there's still this common factor that we're human, we're having a real experience. There may be some different things culturally that people learn,
Yes.
but we're still, at the end of the day, we're all still human beings that want to be cared about, that want to be loved, that want to feel safe, that want to that want to feel that our voice is valuable. And then the other thing is, I want to build a troupe of actors that can go to any theater company in San Diego, California, and be employed.
Wow.
So I want to start a training of the actors and the young ones and the elders that want to come back into the fold, and give them the position that they rightfully should have. So,
Wow.
if they want it and they want to work hard and they want to put in the time and the commitment, I'm here to give them that opportunity.
I love it. I love it.
So-
That is so beautiful. What a beautiful way to leave us with such powerful inspiration to strive for, to show up for, and the gift that you are to our community. Yolanda, thank you for being here with me. I have truly enjoyed it. The video that I'm showing is actually the legacy of Douglas Turner Ward. And so I'm really proud to share that and have this time with you. Day of Absence.
Oh, thank you.
You can go to our webpage, universalspiritcenter.org, click on the link for tickets. It's pay what you can. It is a powerful way to support Black theater, to support women's movement of women in power as executives, to support keeping awareness alive and to educate yourself. So please go participate. And I love they got a Q&A afterwards. You can't go wrong, baby.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Be well, my sister. Here's the video.
Thank you.
Mr. Ward, can you tell me what this day means to you, bringing back all the alums from the Negro Ensemble Company?
Well, it's remarkable. It's remarkable. And we survived. But it's wonderful to see all of us who still exist, and homage to those who don't exist, who contributed so much to the golden era of Black theater and American theater, period. So it's a wonderful accomplishment.
What is the legacy of the Negro Ensemble Company?
Imperishable. We created a body of work. We created a trained personnel in every phase of theater. So it's something that cannot be removed from American creativity. And so it just the legacy is enduring, you know, and that's the most important thing. The playwrights, the actors. Now everybody knows who the actors are, but they don't know about the hundreds of other personnel in every phase, in every aspect of theater craft that we help to develop, train, expose, and the art that we created through our productions.
My first moment, favorite moment, was the day we all gathered for our first meeting upstairs. And I looked around, and most of us had been working in companies where we're probably the only Black person there. But suddenly in this room, I looked around and I saw that we had everyone we needed to do what we needed to do.
How did it feel being a part of the genesis of what became the Negro Ensemble Company?
Well, it felt, I didn't know it was the genesis of anything. I was just happy to get a job doing it. And when my interview with Douglas Turner Ward went like this, he said, well, I'm starting this company and I want you to think about perhaps doing it. And I thought for 12 seconds, and I said, I'm there. I don't care what the rules are. I'll do it. So that's how that happened. And I didn't know it would change my life. I didn't know I'd be here a half century later dealing with it. But it was the basis of everything I ever did after that.
I thought about it, and I realized the most profound thing that I can ever say to you is thank you. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Were it not for you and Bobby and Jerry and NEC, I would not be where I am today. I would not be acting in these places that I am blessed to be acting. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you.
Thank you is in divine order. That was beautiful. That beautiful seed that was planted. People inspired by a possibility. Thank you again, Yolanda, for joining us and for sharing such beautiful light and love. This is our conscious giving time. Universal Spirit Center, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for always being there. Thank you for your love and light. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you. Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love. Flow, it flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love. A few announcements as Linda tinkles. We have this week the call of action for Racial Equality Project. Daryl Davis, this remarkable man that is a musician, but took it upon himself as a young man at 10 years old. He didn't understand why, when he was in the Boy Scout, that they were treating him differently. And so the question that he asked was, why or how can you hate me because of the color of my skin? It's a very powerful TEDx talk. Over the years, he has transformed many of KKK members. And one of the things that they do as a loving expression to him is that they give him their robe. He has like over 85 or 90 robes. It's amazing. So you want to check that out. That's the call of action this week as we continue to celebrate Black History Month. Also, this Friday, it is our time to unpack the movies of the month, which are Sounder and the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman. You still have time. And you can join us Friday in our community Zoom at 6:30 as we unpack it and talk about it. How cool. Also, a reminder, I think it's in there. Once again, the day of absence. I may not have put a flyer in there. Go to our webpage, universalspiritcenter.org, and you'll see the day of absence. Click on the ticket sign there. I really hope you come out and enjoy virtually. And check out my acting debut. It's been a minute. I'm excited. And also, that was the other announcement. Our wonderful Lydia Joy Ayers is doing a free class. It's not about the money. It's not about, I don't know what's wrong with me today, but it's starting March 8th through April 5th. What an awesome opportunity to understand your relationship with money and to create a loving, joyous, reciprocal relationship with money. And it's free. So please share that with your friends and family. Look forward to seeing you there. Once again, I want to thank the house for taking such good care of us. Nathan on sound, Bob on production, Linda on keys, and Corey on production, running the show. And for each and every one of you, whether you're watching right now or you come at a different time, know that I thank you and I appreciate you. Flow, flow, Spirit flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Flow, Spirit flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love. Flow every day.
Spirit flow
When I wake up,
as I open up
every
to
day I wanna flow with the Spirit.
Your
Flow through
unfolding
me.
show.
When I'm
Spirit
driving,
show through me.
when I walk
as
around
I open
everywhere,
up to be
let me know,
an
let me
expression
know you're
of your
flowing, flowing through me.
unfolding love.
Oh, Spirit flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding love.